25% of all the sustainable airline fuel. From product, we're helping fund renovations at the library at Bar Harbor or Portland Museum of Art using locally sourced mass timber. We have a grant to a company called Tan Bark and Saco to replace plastic packaging with packaging using wood fiber. Your kids turn on. How many of your kids come to you and say, "Mommy, I didn't realize all that plastic was killing all those things in the ocean," those ads you see. Well, because of what's going to happen here, it's not going to happen. Bio-based products are the future of Maine, and Maine is leading the way. Just last week, the National Climate Advisor was in Madison for the opening of Timber HP. A brand new company has turned shuttered paper mill into America's first wood fiber insulation factory produced with 100% clean energy, helping families save on energy bills and creating 140 new jobs. And I want to congratulate Governor Mills, who just yesterday signed legislation making Maine a leader in the offshore wind industry. It's a big deal. It is a big, big deal. Committing, and the federal government's doing the same, committing to 3 gigawatts of offshore wind by 2040, and which will create good-paying union jobs. I remember the Business Roundtable, the big businessmen, they said, why are you known as the most pro-labor senator in the history of America? Simple reason. Makes your products better and ultimately cheaper. You know, everybody thinks to become, for example, an electrician. You show up and say, "I want to be an electrician." You got 5 years. 5 years you got to work before you can get a full salary and have the right to be out there as an electrician. It's like going back to college. 5 years. They're the best in the world. This kind of resurgence is part of my plan to invest in America, so our future, again, is made in America. Most people don't know there's been a law in the books since 1933, which means it's totally consistent with all trade laws that exist in the world. And that law says that when the federal government spends your tax dollars, it must be spent on American workers and products made in America. So, for example, when the Congress comes along and says we want to build new decks for aircraft carriers, or for example, over the last so many years, I get $60 billion they vote to do things federally. Well, guess what? They ain't doing any of it unless they build it in America by American workers. Because for the last 50 years, the vast majority of Democrats and Republicans did not insist on that. That's what I mean by made in America. Well, guess what? I'm insisting on it. That's why it's changed. And by the way, it's good for everybody. It's not just good for labor, it's good for everybody. And today I'm going to sign an executive order called Invent It Here and Make It Here. It's here's how it works. Federal agencies research and fund development to encourage innovation. This executive order dictates that those agencies have to prioritize domestic manufacturing when it comes time to bring those inventions to market. They can't go abroad, they have to look here. Who can do it here? That's the law, and we're just beginning to enforce it. Folks, we're not just making things in America. We're also buying America. I announced new standards to require construction materials used in federal infrastructure projects to be made in America. Lumber, glass, drywall, fiber optic cables, and more. Every federal infrastructure project will be built by American workers, using American products, creating American jobs. Folks know these international agencies rate all governments about their capacities. We used to be rated to have the #1 best infrastructure in the world. Now we're number 13. China used to be beyond 13 and